This is the finished product. We're putting the 1.5 inch lowering springs on the 07 Scion TC. I'll show you what we're going to do on the other side. First, what you want to do is take that pin out to get this out, and then you'll be taking this little rubber garment out and loosening that. That way you don't have to use a spring compressor. Then you just take the wheel off, and then I'll show you the rest when I get the wheel off. So now I got the wheel off. You can see this is the old factory springs. What you're going to want to do is take this bolt right here out to free this and this away from the strut. And then you'll take the sway bar end links out. And then all you gotta do is get these 2 bolts out that are 22 millimeter. And then that's when you'll loosen this. But you want to leave one of these in, that way it don't kick. Then after you loosen this, the nut that's right here, out all the way, you'll want to have a jack up under the ball joint right here to keep a little bit of the pressure on it. That way it don't kick real bad. And then you'll lower that down and knock this one out, and the whole thing will just slide right out. This is how I got these bolts out, because I do not have impact wrenches or anything. I just put a set of vice grips, which are now loose, to hold the nut on each. I'm doing the top first, then the bottom, and then the 22 millimeter on this one. On a 1/2 inch drive, use the whole bar for the jacks this way. After you get that nut off the top, you go ahead and loosen all these 3 on the strut tower, and then start taking this one out. Just take a hammer and tap it out, and then a screwdriver if needed, and then lower it down a little, and it will kick just a little, but not bad. Strut assembly is out, and here's factory. Then after you've already loosened that, the top piece will come off, and then this whole spring assembly. Take this bottom piece off and the top. And you will reuse these, both these. Here's the difference. This one's a 1.5 inch. This is factory. And what you'll do is put this bottom piece, that little indentation, put it on the same. There's also an indentation right there. You just put it on just like that. Let it line up in the grooves. And then on the top piece, there's another indentation. It goes right here. Since it is now lower instead of lifting it, you can put this top piece on and just press down and get that nut started, and you can just tighten it down with the wrench just like that. So now here's the back. You can tell it's different. This is shot instead of strut. And what I did on the other side, we'll see if that works for this side, because I'm not sure it will. What I did, first you have to take the ABS bracket off so you can clear the room for this. And I took the nut off of the bottom of the shock. And you have to take all this interior pieces out. And there's 2 bolts here, and there's one on the back side, right there. And what I did was lowered it down, got the shock out just enough to get this plastic cap off, and then you'll be able to, like I did on this one, you'll be able to take this nut off and let the shock down, and that's how you can take it without getting a spring compressor. Okay, I got the shock out. What I ended up doing is taking the sway bar disconnect out, taking the bracket, that loose, and that was the one I was talking about earlier for the ABS, and this allowed it to go down, travel enough to get the shock itself out. Here's the factory. You see how it comes apart. And here's what it'll look like it's back in. Not much different, just a little lower and a little cleaner.